heavy mommies, and welcome to a quick little update on some of the content. So I have already released to you all the gaming channel's logo. Super stoked about it. I think it turned out great, and it really was like what I envisioned. And I picked Akeem to make the logo for me, and I knew his style was perfect for it. Like, I knew I wanted the cartoon look. I knew I wanted that like Dragon Ball Z kind of anime look. And I think he nailed it. I think he really nailed exactly what I was looking for. So shout out to Akeem. Definitely give him a follow on Instagram. I think it's Ice Life, but it's like spelled kind of crazy. I'll link all of that all the time. You can check it out. I have the post on Instagram. I tag him in it. But yeah, so that turned out great. I currently have another artist who has a different style, and that's what I wanted, a different style for the podcast. So I have another artist currently working on the logo for the podcast, for the rebranding, and I have a buddy of mine working on a new theme song for it. So a lot of exciting things are happening that I've been doing on the kind of the back end, and it's been really fun. You know, I really am trying to like approach this a lot differently than I ever did before. But I think before I always like, you know, I was having fun with it, but I always kind of treated it a little bit like it's, you know, it's a business, and I wanted it to become a business. I want it to make me money so that I can not work a regular job. You know, I like my job. I do. I like my job that I have right now. But still, at the end of the day, I really would love to just make content for a living rather than even doing a regular job. But I put an immense amount of pressure on myself when I did that. And I think for me, it's really important to be doing it because I love doing it and doing it because it's fun. And for a little bit, it wasn't fun anymore. It really wasn't. And, you know, I've said this on a couple podcasts even, like where I was starting to really come to grips with that. And I think quarantine just like made me really look that in the face and kind of accept that reality that like I wasn't having fun, you know? And it wasn't even that I wasn't having fun with the conversations, because, you know, if you listen to the podcast, I'm very engaged and I really do enjoy it. And it's actually an awesome time. Like, how often do you get to really have an engaging conversation with somebody where you're not looking at your phone and you're just kind of in the zone and you're with that person in the present moment? It's a beautiful thing. It's one of my favorite things about the podcast. I think that is what makes it magic. You know, that's something that I think makes podcasts interesting, is that you get to be that fly on the wall while people can have a real genuine conversation. Also, it could be goofy as hell. It could be fun. You know, I'm not opposed to having some fun conversations too. But I really like talking about some shit that maybe people don't always talk about. And I think for a little bit, the entire process was just tedious and really just not that fun for me. And, you know, although the conversations were fun, the setup for it, the scheduling of getting somebody to come, you know, I shoot them in my apartment, so getting somebody to come to my apartment, you know, working that around my schedule. For the longest time, I literally worked a retail schedule. And when I was working the retail schedule, just the process of even doing that was like a fucking nightmare. You know what I mean? So I think for me, like, just knowing that things did get easier as the schedule got better when I got the new job, but then quarantine hit. And it kind of fucked that up. You know, I was having momentum, and I was going about it, and I was not. I was frustrated with the process on some level, but not enough to stop doing it. But I think quarantine made me like really recontextualize that for myself and realize like just how much the tediousness of the process was actually limiting my motivation to even do the damn thing. And, you know, taking a step away from everything and really like prioritizing, like, what do I really want? What do I really want out of it? What am I aiming for? What is the goal of the content? And I really came to the conclusion, like, I want to do it because it's fun. I don't want to worry about trying to make it a business. I don't want to worry about promoting it and like being that annoying marketing guy. I just always saw myself as annoying with posting it. And I wasn't trying to be. I don't know how else you're supposed to do it. You know, you got to put the shit out there to people, and you got to promote it. And that doesn't mean shove it down people's throats, but you know, you gotta put your content out there, and you gotta try to get some feedback on it. And I think just for a while I was just getting insecure about it. I was just like insecure about like, oh, I'm posting this, and like, oh, what if I'm annoying people and on their timeline, or, you know, whatever. And Sure, maybe I did annoy some people, I don't know. But I think that was me just in my head. You know, I was making it a bigger deal because I was adding all this pressure that I wanted it to be something. And I think I've just come to the realization that for me now moving forward, I really just want to do it for the love of the craft. And I definitely needed to streamline the process. So I've gotten different pieces of equipment that have certainly made it a lot easier to do this stuff. Especially in regards to the gaming channel, something that I've always kind of like wanted to do, but never really wanted to delve into doing it until the quarantine hit. I finally got I got a capture card. Found out that the capture card just didn't work that well on my computer, so then I had to go get a new computer. And I didn't get the computer just for that reason. I got the computer because I've had my computer for like 5 years, and I needed a little more power in the editing department, especially because, if I'm working with my drone footage or if I'm shooting in 4K or something, my other computer really just, it was a decent computer, but it wasn't good enough to truly do that stuff in real time. And plus, half the time I do all my work sitting here. I'm like, I hated that I had a laptop that basically just sat there as a desktop. So I invested in an iMac, and that was a great decision. It's amazing. I love it. It's a great piece of technology. Maybe I'll do a review of the iMac. But I ended up investing in that, and I was finally able to use the capture card to its fullest extent. So then basically once I got that, I really then just was like, all right, well, I want to launch this stuff. I'm going to need a logo. I also really have been I've wanted a new logo for the podcast basically since the inception of the original logo. The original logo is literally a placeholder that was just so that I could, put it on iTunes. And I don't know. I always wanted it to get done, but like I knew that I wasn't capable of making the logo. And so I was relying on other people, but like they weren't super motivated to do it. And it just kind of always fell through. So finally I was like, nah, like I'm getting this done and I'm paying somebody and I'm going to figure out, I knew what I wanted out of it. And so let me just pursue it. So now I'm getting all that stuff done. This is a really long-winded way to get there. But now that I'm putting all that stuff together, I'm getting all of the back end stuff, some graphical work done right now. And when the graphical work is done, then I will launch everything. I've already recorded some episodes of the gaming channel, and I use like a temporary overlay and stuff. But I want like, a more in line with the design language of my logo overlay. So I'm currently working on that. I'm getting that done. Hopefully that'll be done next week. And I'm going to try to launch the channel in like 2 weeks. We'll see. I don't want to set the deadline because it really is completely dependent upon me getting those assets that I need to then finish the videos out. But once all that stuff's done, then it's go time. And I'm going to try to like keep a daily schedule in terms of releasing content for the Let's Plays. My goal is that I record one every day, and I'm editing them, and I'm just so ahead that I can always keep up with it. I've had that ambition before, and it's been hard to meet the demands, so it's possible that won't be the case. But my goal is to upload daily, maybe only Monday through Friday. I might give myself the weekends off because, you got to give yourself a break. But that's stuff that I'm going to play by ear. And nothing is super planned out, but I have some general ideas of how I want to take this. And, of course, I'm bringing back the podcast. The podcast is going to be done remote at this point. The remote aspect of it actually should make things easier for me because it's less editing, because, Skype or Zoom, I'm not sure which one I'm going to decide on yet. I got to weigh the pros and cons, but whichever one I pick, you can kind of have that option where the speaker changes the camera. So that saves me a lot of editing time. So I think that just increases my potential for output. I still am going to keep to the weekly release because I think that I like that for my podcast. I think it's good to just have it, once a week. Especially because the gaming stuff will be more of a daily upload. But I'm really excited to begin it because this is all going to be a new challenge for me, a new way to push my creativity. But that's the best part, You get a chance to like find out something about yourself or to push your limits due to the constraints or due to the different variables, and you're pushing yourself into a new realm. I think that's exciting. I think that's fun. And because I'm now in a place mentally where I feel like I've dealt with the quarantine. I think I know how to get by in the current situation that we're in, and to keep my sanity, and to really just start exploring, the creativity. I'm recording right now on my new camera, and this is something that's been long overdue for a while. I've had the same camera for like 7 years. It was a T3i, and that thing was trustworthy. It was great, but it was limited, and it definitely was lacking on some features, especially autofocus. So now that I got that, I got this camera. This is the EOS R. It's my first full frame. Took me, 26 years to get my first full frame, right? But it's that much sweeter when you feel like the right moment is there, and I feel like it was the right moment for me to finally, do that. And I always consider these kind of purchases investments in myself, right? I'm betting on me. I'm betting on my ability to produce things with this stuff, and I'm not even concerned about an immediate return on my investment, because I know that as a creative tool, it's going to be so fulfilling to use it that it doesn't matter whether I make money or not. It really is more about me being able to push my own limits and see what I'm capable of. So I'm really excited to bring everything back. I'm excited to kind of launch this new channel and this new opportunity, and I really want you all to watch me grow. Watch me grow and learn. Watch me develop as a creative and as a person, and share the journey with me. And hopefully, we can build a community around all this stuff, because I really do want this to be bigger than me. I'm not the important thing. I think I just want to cultivate a space for people to develop themselves and to learn something new and to expand their perspective, to get that cosmic perspective. So thanks for listening to this video. I appreciate all of you, everybody who's been supporting me throughout all this stuff, who has shown me love. I love you all. I really do. And it's not lost on me, who has been there and who's supported me. So I appreciate you all. Thank you. Peace.